Welcome back to Between Pages and Friends, a book club podcast hosted by Con and Lauren, two besties who read a lot of books, and John and Kyle, their 5-star husbands who read fantasy books with them. I'm Lauren.
I'm Kyle.
I'm John.
And I'm Con. Joining us today is our friend Jess, the creator behind The Lost Books of Jess on Instagram. If you've seen her fantasy book reactions, her bulletin boards, morning coffee chats, or late night ramblings with an almost horizontal banana, you'll know why we adore her so much. Jess brings an abundance of joy and positivity to the book community. And as a special surprise, we are also joined today by her beloved off-screen husband, Co-host. Co-host has just finished his first read of the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas, and we are so excited to chat about it with him and Jess.
But first, some light housekeeping. The beginning of this episode will be spoiler-free. We promise to give a big, obnoxious spoiler warning before we dive into the Throne of Glass questions. So if you haven't read Throne of Glass, you're still safe to stick around for the first part of the conversation, and we'd love to invite you to read the series with us because we read the whole thing on our show last year. There are about 32 episodes of discussions you can follow along with as you read.
And if you've been following and enjoying this podcast, we'd love to have you join us on Patreon. For $5 a month, you can be part of our Cozy Book Bestie Discord, hop into monthly book chats, and hang out with fellow readers. Or upgrade to the $10 Found Family tier for exclusive perks like merch discounts, early access to episodes, and behind-the-scenes content. You can also meet us in person at A Sorcerer's Affair this April in Kansas City. We will be hosting the VIP experience before the ball and dancing the night away with all of you. Tickets are on sale now at bookishloreeventskc.com.
And if you love this episode, you can write a review on Audible or Apple Podcasts. This is the best way to support and help more listeners discover this podcast. You might even get a shout out like this one, a recent 5-star review on Apple Podcasts from our new bestie, B. Kelly's 88. Titled 5 out of 5 stars. I found my new obsession podcast. I love the crew of Between Pages and Friends. I had discovered Con and John over on TikTok originally and absolutely loved their ACOTAR content, only to discover an incredible podcast that they were a part of, discussing more books with Kyle and Lauren, who I now love just as much. This podcast is so fun and entertaining. I feel like I'm going to hang out with my best friends to discuss our most recent read every time I listen. Do yourself a favor and subscribe. Love you guys. We love you, B. Kelly's 88.
Kelly.
Thank you.
B. Kelly.
So nice.
Wow. All right, you guys, it's time to welcome our guests. Jess and Co-host, welcome to Between Pages and Friends.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. This episode has been on our wish list for a very long time. You two are some of our favorite people on the internet, and we're so excited to chat with you and with another book-loving couple.
Yes, so glad that you're here. One of the top questions that we get from listeners is what it's like reading with your spouse. And since Co-host has just finished Throne of Glass, this is the perfect opportunity to talk about it.
Before we get into Throne of Glass, we wanted to start off talking about your experience reading books together. Sort of a section remaining spoiler-free for anyone who hasn't finished the series yet. We promise we'll give big spoiler warnings before we move into the Throne of Glass section.
So to start off, actually before our first question, this is a very special episode because Co-host here has decided to make his first on-camera debut right here on the Between Pages and Friends podcast. So we wanted to give you a chance to introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, I'm the artist formerly known as Co-host.
Nice.
I go by Ryan in my day-to-day life. But whichever one you prefer, I'm used to a bunch of different names. So.
We are so honored.
So honored that you are here
The
today
timing
with us.
worked out fantastic
with no
on
sheet.
this one.
Yeah, with no sheet.
I love it.
Yes. Welcome. It's so nice to formally meet you for the first time. So how did reading together start for you two? Jess, was Ryan already an avid reader, or was this inspired by your Bookstagram journey?
So no, Ryan was not an avid reader prior to probably a few years ago. I think it started during the pandemic, really. So I've read my whole life, and he's watched me read our whole relationship. And then when we both found ourselves without jobs, well, we had our jobs, but you know what I mean? We couldn't go to them.
Yep.
Ryan decided to pick up Harry Potter because I had read it so many times throughout my life, and he had seen all the movies. And then he just read that on repeat. until I finally started to convince him more recently because of Bookstagram to like, what if you read these other things? And then that started the journey of us reading more recent books together.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Classic gateway into fantasy.
Yes, for real. And with COVID, because that's kind of when this whole journey started for us too, with
Yeah.
life slowing down and getting to read, and here we all are. So what's been your favorite thing about reading some of the same books together, or what have you guys maybe even learned about each other with that process?
What's your favorite thing about reading with me?
Let me think. Short of getting into like the spoilers of the Throne of Glass series, getting to come downstairs in the morning and be like, so, did you hear? Wait, you did, because you made videos about it. And she's a master, as you've seen on the mini videos, of keeping a straight face
Yes.
in the middle of me trying to work through the revelations that I came across in the previous chapters the night before. And, I was wrong on quite a few of them, but it's still fun to sit there and go, but what if, right?
Yeah.
Especially when the other person's going, well, you're going to find out soon enough, aren't you? There's quite a few inside jokes, running around about stuff like
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned how differently we react to things. I'm a big reactor. Like, I'm the, throw the book, tear-stained, panic attack. And he'll hit, again, some of the things we're going to talk about later. And he'll be laying next to me in bed. And I'm, waiting. I'm like, did you get to... And he's past the moment. And I'm like, nothing?
that. They're like, well,
What?
yeah, that was a choice. I saw that maybe coming. That was
Rude.
one of the options. Next.
Ugh,
I
I
am
relate
cracking
to
up
that so
'cause-
much.
Yeah, this sounds exactly like Lauren and Kyle.
Yeah.
I blame a bit of my slow reaction to the things on my reading speed. I grew up struggling quite a bit with reading. I played with the fancy colored transparent pages and all the things in school when I was younger, and blocking the top and the bottoms off so you're just reading one line. A lot of the novels are justified and the pages are done in a way that I don't skip around as easily. But because I read slower, I comprehended it about the speed I'm speaking now. I read it at about that speed. So, I don't know, just the dawning of new events and the dawning of stuff. I don't consume it in a split second like she does.
I just think it's rude. It's just rude.
She'll finish a half a chapter and I'm still on a page.
Whatever. I have lots of thoughts about this for later when we talk about Throne of Glass.
Can't wait.
Amazing.
Well, you just answered a couple questions, or a couple parts of our next question. So it was going to be how do your reading styles differ? So answered a few of those. But Ryan, are you a note taker? You jot things down as you're working through a story, or?
Generally speaking, no.
Yeah.
When I started Throne of Glass, I'd write some stuff down just so that I could remember a couple of the things, the little details, maybe to ask questions about or to remember. We were speaking about that yesterday, where there were things in the first couple of books that at the end of the last book of the series, I was like, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Not just literally in my life, but of the series, as it were.
Yeah.
We read very differently. Like, he hasn't transitioned even to a Kindle yet at all, whereas I made that switch almost a year ago. I read a lot faster. He reads a lot slower, and I have, spread out notes like Sherlock Holmes, trying to figure everything out. So we could not be, I think, more different, but it's still a lot of fun to do
I
together.
got my little setup right there next to the bed. I just have some little headphones.
Yeah, I was gonna say your setup is literally a book. This is not. It's just. It's just the book.
And I've recently
That's all you need,
been,
really.
Pretty good setup.
I've recently succumbed to some readers and
Yeah,
cheaters.
he did get reading glasses. So that's,
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Getting older is taking its toll. So here we are.
Hey, if it helps, it's worth it.
Do either of you audiobook?
I started my very first audiobook this summer, and I found that I just don't have big chunks of my day where I'm not multitasking. And then if I'm listening, and even if I start to wash the dishes, I'm like, I don't know what I'm listening to anymore. So I listened to it while I was mowing grass, and then I still don't know how it ends because I stopped mowing the grass. So we'll find, so no, neither. You've never done an audiobook, have you?
I have not, and I could tell you it wouldn't work.
Yeah, no.
If
Yeah.
my eyes can be doing something different, my mind's going to be split, and I'm going to miss the context. So
Do you
wouldn't
guys
it justice.
do you guys audiobook? People are always telling me I've lost my mind because I don't.
I do, but I'm
and I
probably
do.
the slowest of everyone who
Yeah.
does. I don't speed it up at all, which a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
people think is a sin. But
You do.
I'll hear her listening to other people's just little text or little voice messages sped up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What they say.
Yeah, I found specifically for our podcast reads, I like immersive reading. So I have the Kindle or the ebook up on my phone or my Kindle or whatever, and I'm listening to it being read at the same time. So I'm doing both because
That's a nice idea.
I'm able to take notes still and keep up with it, but it's like I'm fully invested in the story. It keeps distractions out. And also you get to hear like the different voice inflections, or sometimes there's additional things that are in the audiobook. Like it'll say like he laughed, but instead the audiobook he actually laughs. He doesn't say that. And little things like that. Yeah. It just kind of like brings the whole story together. So I do that for our podcast reads, but I do listen to other books like when I'm driving or random other things.
Yeah.
But
yeah, most of my reading is audio because if I try to sit down and read in print, I fall asleep almost every time. I can't stay awake.
Pretty valid.
John, how many times do you have to like pull the book off her face?
Well, she pulls up her Kindle at bedtime to go to sleep. She'll have it. She's got her little. She's got her little arm connected to the desk or the side table, and she's just got it propped up. And like 5 minutes, I hear her heavy breathing, and I'm like, well, she's passed out. So
I like wake up in my page turner. My little clicker is like somewhere in the sheets because I'm never awake long enough to put it back on the nightstand.
I was about to ask you if you had the clicker too. You have to have the whole.
Yes. It's the whole experience. Yeah.
Yes.
I can very much relate to you, though, Jess, to listening to an audiobook and starting a task, and maybe some characters are talking, and then halfway through dishes, it's just like, and then Mark was dead. And I was like, whoa, wait, hold on. I missed, like, I don't know how much, and I have to, like, go back and be like, okay, this is definitely the last thing I actually heard.
That's the way I read if there's something distracting going on.
Yeah.
I'll start daydreaming and my eyes are still moving, but none of it's getting in.
Yep. Well, it kind of goes into our next question a little bit about just reading rituals. How do you guys usually read? Do you like to read sort of side by side on the couch? Do you read completely separately and just meet and debrief afterwards?
I read more often in the day than Ryan does, so I'll sneak it in. Like, I'll come home from work and we're all doing our own activities separately. Like, our sons come home from school and I'll sneak in a chapter on the couch. You usually don't start reading until, like, if we go to bed at night. We'll read side by side in bed at night. So, but usually that's the continuation of my reading, and then he stays up later and I pass out next to him and he keeps reading, and that's why the morning debrief has to happen, because I have no idea how much he read the night before because I was asleep.
Exactly.
I've learned to sleep with the light on because of this experience. I'm so adaptable, so.
Sort of I guess like a follow-up to it, because this is a big difference that Lauren and I have too. I can stop at any point and be fine with it. And then sometimes she'll be like, you stopped there and you didn't continue reading? I was like, well, yeah, it was a chapter break or like a paragraph ended. Are either of you that way, or do you like, oh no, I have to finish a chapter at least and come back to that specific point?
If it's good and I'm not glassing over, I'll stay up and finish and then stop a normal spot, like at the end of a chapter. But yeah, if it's getting late and it's just, even if it's good, there are specific scenes I remember that I shouldn't have stopped in, but I was having to go back and read, like, wait a minute, where was I? I'm having to reread stuff to get it all back in. It's just not sinking in anymore, so I'll put it down for the night.
I have to stop at the end of a chapter, or I won't. I can't. So I will check the next chapter for how many pages it is to decide if I can actually read the next one or not. Because there's just something I can't stop mid-chapter. But it doesn't matter if the chapter ends on a cliffhanger and I've committed that I'm going to bed, I'm out. But as long as it has to be at the end of a chapter.
We do that with our sons, the books we read to him at night. We'll sit there and go, how many pages is this? Do I like you this much? That's a long chapter.
Oh my God.
I have 30 more minutes.
Listen, just skip a few pages here and there.
You'll be reading a chapter book and all of a sudden it's 20 pages and I'm like, no, sorry, man.
Yes. We have one that's too old to skip pages now. She'll know. She'll be like, wait, you missed this page. I'm like, oh, you're right. I should go back and read it.
I want to know why kids' chapter books have such long chapters. This is for elementary school children, and the chapters are 16 pages long. I'm like, man, I don't even have that attention span.
What are we training for?
Nothing.
Now, one of the most embarrassing things has started happening. Our son can read as fast as I can out loud. And I'll fumble over a word. It'll just slur out of my mouth wrong, or I'll say the wrong one or something. And he'll be like, hey. That was wrong. It said, come on, man. I'm just trying to put you to bed. Leave me alone.
auditing you now.
Yep.
Who cares what the character did? It doesn't matter.
I feel that too.
I've created a monster.
That's good.
Well, since we do talk about this a lot with like reading with your spouse, or we're constantly asked like how you convinced your spouse to start reading with you, or there's a lot of different ways to kind of go about it or different series to start. So if you could give any advice to couples who want to start reading together, buddy reading, or maybe someone who wants to talk to their spouse about it or just see how they feel, what advice would you give?
I think my advice, at least what worked for us, and I've talked to other couples that it's worked for as well, is to start with a book that one of the people has already read so they can kind of like vouch for it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that really helped us, like, especially when he wanted to pick up Throne of Glass, that I had been like, oh my gosh, no, it has all of these things in it that you'll like. Like, there's war and there's intrigue and I was able to really speak to it. And I think that made him more like curious. Yeah. And then it added to the fun of like me waiting for him to get to certain parts. I'm sure it's fun to pick up a book neither person has read and read it together at the same time. But I thought that was a good entry point, like a series that I could say, you got to read this.
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of those points. It also allowed her to not just give me just a pure romance novel that I'm going to be like, ugh. Or, you know.
I've tried
that's
that.
fine
It didn't
if it's
work.
in there, but something that's, you know, let's say it's a more action-oriented type of series. You know, if that's your partner's, you know, if that's the kind of genre they would like anyway. Yeah. Think of it this way, if that's the kind of movies they would like to watch anyhow, then it would also work out for books.
And Throne of Glass wasn't even the first one. We're skipping over. He read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame with me first, but like after I had read them, because I was like, dragons, you know, and like I was like, war and dragons, and you know, and like they still love each other, but that's this much, you know. Yeah.
I guess just to finish off the Harry Potter style start of stuff was, like she said, during COVID, we were doing a lot of sitting around staring at the walls. It was something that she was really into for a very long time, grew up with it. And, you know, like she said, I'd watched the movies, but also I wanted to know what was it that she enjoyed so much about it, because the books are different, right? And just my desire to get to know that part of her better, I guess, was a lot to do with it.
That's
And
my
you
favorite
mentioned
answer.
And you mentioned earlier in your story, too, that like a worldwide plague helps as well. Mentioned that a couple times.
If we could do it without that, that'd be fantastic. But
We got into books and we got into Tiger King. So I say we won the pandemic, honestly. I mean,
Sounds like I
You
won
really
too.
crossed, all ends of the spectrum.
make
there.
It was
the best
Lego
of a
for
bad
Lauren and I.
situation.
oh, we did Lego too.
Yeah.
And guess what? We
Yeah.
built the Lego Harry Potter
Harry Potter,
castle.
yeah.
That's what I have up in my room. Yeah. That was my birthday during the pandemic. Oh
Yes,
my
it
god.
was.
Parallel lives.
Yes.
Those government checks, I was like, guess what we can do?
Yes. Kyle did have to work through all of the pandemic.
I
'cause he
did.
worked for the
I worked for
police,
the government, so.
Yes.
In that case, buy the Legos, Kyle.
Yeah.
I support you.
You actually went and earned that dollar.
Yeah. So I said when I bought, I was like, I earned these.
This little piece. And this.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. Okay, well, I'm super excited to talk about Throne of Glass. It was the first series we covered on the podcast, and it was over a year ago now, which is like from when we started, which is wild
Yeah.
to think about.
It's wild.
So what made you guys decide to read Throne of Glass? Or I know, Jess, you had already read it, but what made that be your next read?
So for me, it was not long after I started my Bookstagram. I was literally wandering through Target and saw it on the shelf, and I was like, everybody talks about this. And I held it up and posted in my stories, should I buy it? And I had never received so many DMs in one day ever. And I was like, okay, I'll buy it. And then that started the whole problem. And then he started it after I had finished it the whole way and covered all of the books. And I forget how many months after that it took me just going like, you would like it, you would like it. And then it was just like, you walked into the room one day and you were like, oh yeah.
That was such a good, awkward moment. I walked in and I was like, so, what would you say? And every word had a good minute pause. Do you want me to? And she's like, oh, this is so cringy. She was dying. And I couldn't hold it together because
So bad.
I can't hold a straight face. That's her job. I was like, read the book series you wanted me to read. She's like, wait a minute, what? Wait a minute. I thought I was going a completely different direction. So,
Yeah.
but I'd been probably on a month dry spell of reading. I don't remember what I had read last.
Probably your 17th Harry Potter reread.
It was that or book 2 of...
Empyrean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But picked that up and started, and at my very slow pace. It's been a while, but...
Hey, you made it.
But
there
we're
at the
here.
end. That's
Yeah.
all that
We
matters.
made it.
Yes.
I always say I left the Throne of Glass book out as bait for John. I just I brought it home from the library and I just left it on the counter. And there were enough times that he like walked by and glanced at it. And then I started texting Lauren actually from downstairs. We live in a tri-level, so I could see up into the kitchen. And I saw John pick up the book and I was like, Lauren, it's happening.
She like sent me a video of her like zooming in closer as he like turned the page.
You've got one of those pet cams.
Right, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
he picked it up and read the back of the book, and then he opened it and he started to read the first page, and then he stood there and read like 11 pages, just standing in the kitchen, and it was all over. It's history.
Yep. Well, we are going to go ahead and move into talking about Throne of Glass. So this is your official spoiler warning, people, for the entire series. If you have not finished Kingdom of Ash, please go do that and come back. We'll still be here. Throne of Glass series spoilers start in 3, 2, 1. All right. Ryan, you've just finished reading
I did,
Kingdom
yeah.
of Ash. How are you feeling? Where's your mental state? How are we doing?
So this is the part that's going to kill her. The last couple of chapters, the war ended, right? They got rid of the baddies. And then it was just very, because I'm bad about this, like the ending scenes of like the Harry Potter stuff, the nice, oh, everybody's going their own way music. And it was very, we got to clean this up. All the things were necessary. I'm not upset about it, but it was just like, is it really over? Like they don't have somebody else to kill? I really enjoyed all the action and all the things. Feels, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I spent the time to go through it and read it all.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a journey.
Jess is like, I want more than that.
Listen.
There were a couple moments when I was reading. Of course, she was asleep. She didn't get to, I'd say witness, but more like partake. But there were a couple moments where I was like,
Yeah.
Did you really?
Really?
Oh,
I know,
color
you don't pay any
surprised.
attention.
Well, considering you didn't like tear up at literally any other moment that you possibly could have, I didn't expect it.
You weren't awake for it.
All right. Well,
There were a few.
okay.
Do you remember what they were? The points? that made
All the
you
normal
so
ones
cool?
everybody else is, going on about. Now you're putting me on the spot.
yeah, those are-
No, okay. Listen. So the morning after he read the chapter about the 13, I knew that's what he would have read because I was watching him, but I had fallen asleep because work sucks. And so I came downstairs the next morning and I was like, so? And he was like, yeah, that was really tragic. What?
I was more like, wait,
It was devastation.
they've had the ability to do that this whole time and they waited? See,
God.
I mean, at least tell somebody you can. No. From a strategic perspective, I looked at it from a standpoint of, oh, okay, good. We've got
You're
an
such a
A-bomb sitting
dude.
here. No, there were quite a few times, like when Manon was struggling with herself, trying to figure out that she wasn't a bad person. What's her second's name? I'm drawing such a blank.
Astrid.
Astrid.
I could see it. Astrid talking about her stillborn and her the man she loved and things, and
Yeah.
and saying she was going to fight against the grandmother because of what she'd done.
Grandmama.
Dorian
Granny
finding out
Blackbeak.
what his dad's name was.
Yeah.
There were quite a few good spots that had the feels.
Yeah.
But for the sake of not waking this one up when she was over there sleeping away.
You could have.
kept
I
it
would have
together.
understood.
Yeah.
See, this is when you need the little pet cam because you could have saw him over there with a tissue,
Oh, yeah.
wiping away tears, and then in the morning,
Watch
he's
it back.
like,
Openly weeping.
"Didn't make me cry."
The evidence says otherwise.
Let's check the tapes.
Just get one of those like audio snore checking apps, and it'll be like, you snored here, and your husband cried openly here. Deeper into like the series as a whole, what are your overall thoughts on the series? How did it compare to your expectations? This could go for either of you.
For me, I think it surpassed my expectations because I had read ACOTAR first. And so that was my whole like picture of Sarah J Maas as an author. And I was like, okay. Because I didn't dislike ACOTAR. I've said this online before, and I'm like, don't come for me, anyone. But it's just like I would never reread it. It was fine. I'm sorry.
I saw the facial changes that John had.
Listen,
You're
this
so
was
offended.
just more of it
This
for
is the
you,
Team
John.
Resand guy.
I am aware of my audience. Listen, Resand, I don't even know if he's on my top list anymore at all, thanks to all the other books. You know, I mean, he's like, whatever, he's like training wheels. Anyway.
Oh.
Sorry, John. You asked for my perspective. No, so all that to say, Throne of Glass, I think surpassed, like, in my opinion, her story. I thought it was the better story. Like, as far as
Yes.
plot and intrigue and the way she wove it all together. So I was like pleasantly surprised by how masterful it was. I don't know, what was your overall reaction?
I enjoyed it quite a bit. I do like the plot twist. You think you're going one direction and then, just kidding, you know, completely upheave everything you thought you had built and knew about somebody or specific character. Just coming off of the first two, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. The romantic parts of those two are just a touch spicier, right?
Yep.
This one I was kind of expecting.
Just a skosh.
Just a little.
I was kind of,
Just
that was my introduction to the romantic-y stuff as it is. So I was like, all right, good. That's the standard, right? That's what they're all going to be. And then the entire Throne of Glass series, to the point of what Lore did, just exactly how spicy that scene got. You know, like, and next, it was a lot drier.
No pun intended.
I don't want to.
I thought the same thing.
I was trying to think of a joke.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, just different than
So
what I
it's just
expected.
surprising to you because you only had like one set of books to base
Oh, yeah.
the kind of
Yeah,
genre.
yeah.
I wouldn't even say Throne of Glass is romantasy though. It's fantasy with some people who happen to fall in love
The
with
romantic
each other.
sides are very,
Yeah.
they're personal. They're not
Yeah.
physical, as it
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about Resand, John. I'm just
He hasn't met Maxantarius Farleone yet, to be fair.
listen.
So-
That's
But also,
Can't
fine.
even pronounce that.
ACOTAR isn't a finished series, so maybe.
True.
Also true.
Maybe.
True,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite book in the Throne of Glass series that stood out to you?
Go ahead.
Okay. Mine is a tie between I am a Chol is how I pronounce his name. We'll just get that out of the way right now. I am a Chol sympathizer, so Tower of Dawn is probably my favorite. But if
You're
you
in good
consider
company.
that book almost separate a little bit, then my favorite of the rest of them would be Queen of Shadows.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because just
Yes.
what that book exploded for the rest of the series was just chef's kiss. But the Southern Continent, I'm moving there. So I don't know.
I like Tower Dawn as well, for the same reasons. It was just a nice change of scenery, as it is. And then, I guess the last one, I believe.
Yeah.
It's because it was a lot of good
And
wrap-ups,
Irene
a
is
lot
in
of-
Tower of Dawn.
A lot of things.
Am I right?
Heyo.
She's just a humble nurse.
We love her.
We have a
Love me a humble queen.
Sure she is.
huge crush on Irene.
So
All
do
four of
we.
us.
So do we. So you're really in, like you said, good company here.
A humble nurse with back dimples. Thank you very much.
Kyle.
Back
Bandage
dimples
me
were
up and give
a
me some medicine.
hot topic on our podcast.
You go walking around spraining something every day. Help me.
Yes, that's right.
It happened again, Irene. I don't know.
It's just so clumsy.
So you're saying you would suffer that horrible scene where she's trying to help him off the horse, that embarrassment that I still live secondhand for her, just to be in her presence, Kyle.
Sure, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Twist my arm.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Oh my gosh. Well, yes, you are in very good company. We are all, I feel like, on the same page. I think we all rated Tower of Dawn, either Tower of Dawn or Queen of Shadows highest,
yeah.
or both. Because Queen of Shadows is so like plot driven and there's all this like really cool chaotic stuff happening. And then Tower of Dawn is just like one of the most beautiful like character development books.
Yes.
And it's just,
Absolutely.
we love Chaol too. I don't know how you can't love Chaol after you finish Tower of Dawn.
Well, you start by mispronouncing his name.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's actually my next question, because we start all of our episodes with a pronunciation guide so that everyone's on the same page about how to say each name. So can you give us your own little mini pronunciation guide for how you say all the characters' names?
so when I saw that question on there, I was like, I feel called out. I feel like a door is being opened that I just had to walk right through. So
We're welcoming it. We're embracing it.
I mean, I've never been roasted harder on the internet than saying chol with 10 toes down. And I will never let that go. That's how my brain, but you said it kale from the get-go.
Yep.
The other names, I don't know that we messed up. I mean, we say Manon, both of us, instead of Manon.
Well, yeah, and you call the
Oh yeah, he can't pronounce wyverns.
Nope,
Tell them how you
it's
say
waverns.
Waverns.
But you gotta put the thing going on at the beginning. You know,
I
Tractor
have
beam.
never heard that.
waverns.
A little bit of a Mongolian throat whistle at the beginning.
When he first said that, we were recording a video for my Bookstagram, and I was like, "What just happened?"
And then just to get under her skin, I'll go, the dragons.
I know. They're not dragons. And then, I mean, the other ones have been kind of, I don't know. Oh, I say a darling, like almost like you're saying it like you're from the South.
Yeah.
And
Like,
because
As
she
you
says
should,
that,
honestly.
I've changed it in my own head.
yeah. But
Otterlin really doesn't make sense when you see it on paper.
No.
Yeah.
I don't really think we had any, like, I think the other ones are, we say probably the standard
Close
way
enough,
that
yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
else probably did as well. I mean, I think I said Selena a lot instead of Selena.
Yeah.
But,
That's fair.
Yeah.
yeah.
Think of the most exotic way you can pronounce something. That's what I'm.
Oh, I know one
That's
we
what I'm
didn't
going
say.
for.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So clearly all of you have agreed that Irene is pronounced Irene. That's lovely for all
Oh,
of you.
yes.
But in our home, we say Urine.
Thank you. That's what I said at first, and they all made fun of me.
No. You said
she-
urine.
You said urine, and I was like, what?
No, I didn't. I said urina or I don't know. They all said
Well,
it sounded like urine.
In your defense, Lauren, whenever Instagram captions me saying it, it writes urine, and I have to fix it every single time. So they're chol and urine to me in my heart.
Amazing. Okay, well, I had a question. It's not in here, but just curious. What order did you guys read? Because that's such a hot topic question for people. What order did you read Throne of Glass?
Okay.
Or the
So I committed to publication order. So I read Assassin's Blade after Crown of Midnight.
Yes.
And then I did not tandem read because I knew the way I was taking notes and the way my brain processes everything that I could not do that. So I read them straight through in order. You followed the same format, but
Except the
he
tandem
tandem
read.
read. So
Did you like the tandem read?
I did. Obviously, I don't have another point of reference to compare it
Same.
to, but
Yeah.
no, it was nice. It was a nice back and forth. It was also, it added tons of cliffhangers because you'd get to a point in one of the books and be like, what's next? Just kidding. Put it down for 15 chapters and pick up this other book and start a completely different story out of the other side of the world. It did a lot of that, which was fun. You know,
Yeah.
I think it hyped
mixed
up
it
the
up.
emotion.
But did all of you like the way? So did all of you tandem read? Am I the only person who didn't in this
Yes.
collection of people? Okay. So did all of you like though? Like I have concerns about how you find out the truth about Maeve before you read the end of Empire of Storms. Did that make the end have more impact for all of you, or like for me, I found out what Maeve did at the end of Empire of Storms, thinking she was just a fae, and then I went through all of
Okay.
Tower of Dawn and like hundreds of pages later had this like gut punch, like oh my god. So did you guys like that?
That's true.
I feel like it was one of those like horror movie things where you're like, don't open the door, don't open, because you know what's on the other side of the door,
Okay.
you know, and it kind of like
Yeah.
built suspension. Like you see the characters going through it and know the whole entire time, you know, whatever.
To think about
and then
it
obviously
back-
it all hits, but
To think back about it, you know who knows, right? Based on the book. You know, because you're watching Fly on the Wall status. And but you're watching all the characters that haven't found out yet. So you have that little inside.
Yep.
And they're working on the presumption that she's just bad, not that she's
Yeah.
a Vogue. So
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it almost makes it worse. Honestly, it feels similar to reading Assassin's Blade 3rd because you know Sam's gonna die.
Oh,
and then
that's
you
a good
start
point.
Assassin's Blade and you're like, oh no. Like the impending doom is there the whole time.
Is it the next page?
Clock,
Is it the next
and you
page?
know that something's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
She's checking the clock,
clock.
again, and you're like, oh no, that whole thing.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good point. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah, but I mean, I do know a lot of people who read Assassin's Blade first, and they went through that whole emotional journey along with Selena in Assassin's
Whoa.
Blade because they had no idea it was coming. So they got really attached to Sam, and then like that, it just hits different. I think.
Yeah. I do like not getting to the end of Empire of Storms and like huge cliffhanger and then having to like start over in a whole nother continent. I did like
timeline,
just
yeah.
getting to the same spot and we just continued and I didn't have
Yeah.
to like wait. That was nice. But I don't have any other
And then it's
example.
just torture for like 300 pages.
Kyle
Yeah.
is pro. So Kyle read it on podcast for the first time. We read Assassin's Blade 3rd, like you guys did, and did the tandem. But Kyle wishes he would have done Assassin's Blade first and not
Yeah.
the tandem read.
Yeah.
But he's
Mainly
just-
because like I wish I did Assassin's Blade first because when we went to read Assassin's Blade and it was like, here's Sam, and I was like, oh, the dead guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I know where that's gonna end up.
Yeah, I did not feel the Sam impact. I feel like I spent more of Assassin's Blade than more acutely paying attention to why this book freaking existed and picking up all of those side characters. Like that's when we meet Urine and Falcon and like all these people
Yeah.
that come back later. And so I was like, Sam's gonna die. Who else is here? You know, and it just made me, it just fueled my fire for Arobin. Oh, there's another name. I probably don't
Arobin.
There's my other mispronunciation. Guys, we're bringing them all up. I don't. Oh, you
Arobin.
called it. You called it. You
I was
called
like,
it-
who are we talking about?
Oh, Ryan called him abdomen for
Yeah.
the whole time.
That's
We were
fair.
sitting down doing
Even
one of
better.
our first. We're like, aerobic, abdomen? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I say Arobin. Arobin and abdomen. Whatever, he had
Yep.
to die. He's like
Absolutely.
Earl from
Yeah.
the Dixie Chicks song. Earl had to die. And got taken down by a pack of
Wow.
chicks. So I say that song tracks. Someone rewrite
Yeah,
that.
that's fair. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great
Rewrite that.
We've been doing that with Quicksilver and When the Moon Hatched. There was a character in each one that had a name, and we refused to pronounce it correctly on the podcast
So you just gotta commit. you
out of
know?
spite. Yeah.
When she says we, she means herself because
Well, no, John was the other one. John had honk for all of.
Honk. I was trying to
was
remember
a-
who.
Yeah, yeah. There was a character named Hawk, and he kept calling him Honk for the whole,
it's very funny.
all of the chapter recaps. It was pretty funny.
All right, so what was maybe your first impression of some of our main characters like Selena or Kale, Dorian, Manon, whoever? And then maybe how did they compare to your final impressions? Was there a character you just immediately loved or didn't like and maybe it changed or
Give us the journey.
The journey. I think a big one for me was Dorian. I was not sure Dorian was going to be awesome for a long time. I was like,
rude.
he's just
I'm
a
saying-
rich pain in my ass. Like, I don't know. I was just like, get it together, man.
He
And
had
then,
that very,
but he had a-
looking way down his nose at everybody
yeah.
because he was professionally trained.
But he had a really cool arc. He still didn't like, I am also not like, Dorian is not my favorite male character from the Throne of Glass series. I walked
quite
away.
a few to
but
choose
I
from,
still,
so.
he had a great
True.
arc. So he was probably my biggest like, whoa, I actually
Yeah.
really like him, and look at how clever he could be.
A lot of the characters came across as very clever. You know, they seem,
Yeah.
you know, here they are on their face value, but then they became very mischievous or
Mm-hmm.
devious. You know, they'd have all these
Yeah.
back plans going on. They were very manipulative, and you learned about their plans later. Selena was obviously the master at it.
Yeah. Lorcan was another big one for me. I did not appreciate Lorcan. I don't care how many shirts he ripped up. I mean, I was like, this is a lot. He's just so grumpy. I don't like, you know, period freedom for all, man, but so rude. But then the scene where Alide is saving him in the flood, I remember like screaming at my book. I'm like, ride the horse faster! And I was like, oh my god, I like him. I was like, what a moment,
Yeah.
you know?
I had the same experience, but it was from my first read to my second read. My first
Okay.
read, I did not care about their storyline whatsoever. They were not standout characters to me, like at all. And then second read, I was like, okay, I actually really like both of them. I was like, excited to get back to their story and see what they were doing.
Did you have any characters that you like really switched what you were thinking?
switched what I was thinking.
Or like you kind of grew like.
What was your like initial character or thoughts on like Manon? Because she gets a lot of hate from Airfire. A lot of
to
people hate
begin
the
with,
witches.
I guess like in the first couple of chapters of reading about her, sure, she's one of the baddies. But as soon as I saw that battle within her, where she couldn't quite decide on certain little things, you started to see the morality that was underneath. She was taught her whole life, a very long life at that, about, you are bad, you are dark. But she wasn't, truly. And the good and the innocence that, would normally drive somebody to do the right thing was there, and she did actually end up following it. And because of that, I felt for her probably more than the others, because it's one thing if you start off good and you continue to try to be good and fight for good, but she truly was coming from a much harder place to recover.
Did you guys have any, I guess to follow up on that, like any side or minor characters that barely had maybe any page time, but you're like, I really like this person?
He had to bring him up.
I'm not going to bring him up.
Are
Because there's
wait,
like,
are
there's like
you-
Mort.
Yours up.
Wait.
There's
I
Mort
wanna
who
guess.
has a few chapters.
Is this Nox? Are you one of the people who's annoyed Nox doesn't show back up?
I'm
until
not,
the...
but that's a good point to bring up. Yeah, I need.
I was wondering if it was Ren or
I really
somebody
like
else.
Falcon, the spider silk guy who
Yeah.
ends up being
Okay.
related to
Yeah.
Lysandra. I thought that was a really cool, sneaky character to weave spiders. Look what I did there. Anyway, throughout the story. I thought that was fun. Mort. I will be forever sad that Mort just is still in that basement.
I'm surprised.
TBD.
When I started the first book, she was like, oh yeah, Mort. And then, it lasted for a minute. And then that was it.
Then he's just gone.
I'd forgotten.
I'm annoyed by that too.
I don't know. Do you think some of those characters she wrote them in because she was like, yeah, I need them for now, and then she just forgot? Like, I don't know. Like, poor Mort.
I mean, a question
Took a
is,
long time to write the series. I mean,
the castle got destroyed, right? Collapsed.
Yeah.
Is he still down there?
I think so.
I don't
Probably.
know, yeah.
but
He's
who's he
down there
talking
cursing
to?
like, he believed
I don't know. He's got a different view at least.
He's got something to talk about, nobody to tell it to.
Maybe another doorknob landed near him and he's like, hey, what's going on? Been eyeing you across the hall for a while.
It's like, you can play hard to get and stay quiet all you want, but I'm here.
Nice knocker.
I didn't need this tonight. I did not need that. Like, isn't there a book? Like, I'm not going down this rabbit hole, but please
Yes,
tell me one
there
of you
is.
has seen people talk about the book Unhinged.
Yes,
Yes.
with a
Okay,
sentient
this is
door.
not
Yes.
this is not where we needed to go tonight, folks. This is not. John, do you not know what we're talking about? You need
No,
to
I
go
don't
Google
know Unhinged.
Unhinged
Hey,
and just.
I'll
I'm
tell you when
fine.
you're older.
You're not alone.
You don't
I
know
have no
what
idea.
it is. I'll tell you when we get off the call here.
All right.
It's a short one. Easy read.
Well, Kyle, do you want to share who your favorite side character is since you brought that up?
I was just curious about side characters in general, but almost as a joke, Bill the Eye Eater from the beginning.
It's his favorite.
I'm so curious
up
about
all
that
the
guy's
time.
background. And every other book we've read has had a Bill of some kind. I'm like, it's Bill the Eye Eater is back.
He's back. The amount of jokes about Bill trying with like a fork and knife, but the
Yeah.
eyeball just keeps rolling away and all sorts
Oh my
of.
gosh.
It's like,
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
my favorite
Least
one was
amount of
like, he just
time.
ate one eye. And he's like,
most
oh, I
amount of
ate
time.
one eye, and now I'm the Eye Eater.
We really talked about Bill so much
did.
for
Yeah.
him having like 2 seconds on page.
Yep.
Yeah.
We love Bill.
Never
I'll keep
forget.
bringing him up.
I know. As soon as you asked that, I
Gone
was
too
like, okay, Kyle.
soon.
I really was more curious about, like Mort or Knox or anything, but yes, Bill the Eye Eater, honorable
I
mention
would have
in my
never.
book.
You win. I would have never. We could have sat here all night. I would have not come up with that.
no.
It's Bill the Eye Eater and the one guy in the crowd in Queen of Shadows at the very
That's
end.
John's, I think.
Yep. Long
Yeah,
live
right.
Dorian Havliard.
Yeah, he's just like long.
Well, I have so many questions about the crowd in Queen of Shadows in general. I obsessed on that forever. Like, did these people get therapy afterwards? They watched Lysandra is
Right?
running through the crowd as a snow leopard with just pieces of bulg on her mouth. The castle explodes, and these people are just like, it was another day at the market. Like, what?
It's a party.
King Dorian.
I don't know. Like,
Somebody's like looking at their half full ale, just dumping the rest out, like, it's enough for me today.
Take it easy.
That's good.
Oh, our next question. Did you have any plot twists that you didn't see coming?
Yeah.
what was your biggest-
Next
I
question.
know what mine is.
Just kidding.
King Jerkface, actually like fighting and caring for Dorian at the end and finding out that like, oh, wait a minute, he's obviously they're infected, the person inside may have been a great person, but they can't make their way through for the most part. But he was.
Yeah.
And he truly was probably pretty strong because he was able to fight it off quite a bit.
For a long time.
Well,
And to find out he was good and like, oh, you know.
he stole mine. That was, if I had to pick a second one, it would be Where Is My Wife? And realizing that Aelin had planned that entire thing and knew she had to get captured and married Rowan ahead of time and left Aedion out of all planning that affected his life. That was my other one. But I think the king not being like, I thought Erewhon was in the king. I was for certain.
Yeah.
And to find out Erewhon was in Lumpty Dumpty Parrington the whole time, I was like, this is a rude plot. I don't know. I just have a really bad image of Parrington in my head. He's like that overly sweaty guy with like a like a turkey leg, just like.
I
No,
pictured
we called
bald
him-
head
His
with a
pants pulled
beard.
We
up.
called
Here.
him Duke Wesselton from
Yep.
Frozen.
See, I need
that little
Duke-
Weasley guy.
I need that guy to gain like 400 pounds for my mental
Yeah.
image.
There you go.
Like,
Yeah,
and just like no
Okay, I
chick wants
gotcha.
to be alone in a room with him. Like, just that's like.
Like he has a smell.
Yes.
Just reading it, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
you need to bathe,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
And to find out he was the mastermind, come on.
Yep.
Rude.
I mean, it's a good place to hide if they're all supposed to be gorgeous, or a lot of them did take over. You know, like what would be considered the prettiest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was hiding really well.
Yeah, we thought it was funny when he chose a new piece of meat or whatever,
Yes.
like man meat to wear. And
Like a
what?
sagging meat. I forget how they
Oh,
say
it was, and I was like, man, we could just trade bodies. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Erewhon was like, I pictured Erewhon like Fabio then,
Oh,
with
yeah.
like long
Yes.
golden hair and like.
Of course he's blonde.
Have any of you read Mistborn?
No.
No.
Not yet,
Okay, because
no.
there's a type of character in Mistborn that very much does this like body switching thing, and it gave me that same like oh my god. Anyway, that's
Well, now I'm
fantasy.
intrigued.
Fantasy authors love a good body switcheroony, so you know.
Freaky Friday.
That's the official term. Body switcheroony in books. Have you guys ever had any arguments about fictional characters, and what was like the funniest argument maybe that you had a disagreement on about a fictional character?
Funny enough, Kyle, thank you so much for asking. We did not realize that we had an argument about a fictional character until we were going over these questions. And then it
I'm
came
so
out.
sorry.
The gloves came
Fresh.
out.
She realized how wrong she was.
Because this one is an Aedion sympathizer. No. And
No, we were talking about who would you have a dinner with or something to that effect.
That's one of the later questions. Stop stealing their thunder.
Anyhow.
That's who you'd pick? You'd pick Aedion?
So the reason is everybody else fought and they had powers. And, you know, they had all this extra strength. They had all these other things to fall back on. They had
Joel didn't.
super everything.
Neither did a lead.
True. Ooh, yeah.
I'm talking to your main male characters, though.
Oh, okay, sorry. Ladies aside.
No, anyway.
A male character.
Rude to
No, I mean,
Kale.
anyway.
Yeah. He's more main character than
right, carry
Aedion
on.
is.
So
Okay,
anyhow.
sorry.
So anyway, no, he just, you know, even without the ability to channel something or, you know, to fight with magic, he'd still go out there and put himself on the line, risk it all in the same manner, without the ability to self-heal and all that other goodness.
I will say that I am with you on that, and like people are aware, but like he also wanted to do so much for people and was left out of every single plan, and I felt so bad for him for it.
He was like loyal to a fault.
Yes,
He was,
yeah, loyal to a fault.
Very true.
He was, and I do feel bad that somebody decided that he would have this whole life and, you know, left him out completely. But I cannot forgive his treatment of Lysandra because he was having a big old baby fit. You're going to throw my girl in the snow? You can't throw my girl in the snow. I'll find you.
Everybody makes mistakes.
No,
Everybody makes
Everybody has those days.
I'd watch your back, Jess.
not
It's going to start
snowing yet.
snowing soon. He's going to throw you out the snow.
Gross. Don't will it any sooner than it's already gonna
listen,
happen.
if he throws me out in the snow, our story shall not end like Aedion and Lysandra's did because I'm still mad at her for taking him back. So it's fine.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Yes.
I did have a very it's typical. Like y'all are fighting the wrong folks. The bad guys out there. You know, it's very
They were
typical
fighting
plot.
Each other, yeah.
The internal infighting. It's
But it's like they were all frazzled, I guess. Blah blah blah.
quite worried about your like little personal relationships and battle the bad guys.
I also will say, like, that relationship out of all in the series, I feel like it had the least to stand on. Like, I get why Aiden liked Lysandra. She could have done better. Like, there was no backstory there. There was just they met and they're like, well, we're both kind of hot and everyone else is kind of taken. So how about you and I?
I could give a TED talk on how Lysandra deserved better. I mean, like, it's, I don't know.
From birth, basically, yeah.
Yeah, literally her whole life.
She's not even in her own body anymore. I guess it's her body, but whatever. Oh.
Yeah. Love her. Well, we saw that you had a lot of comments and requests, Ryan, for you to report back on what Lorcan did. So the time has come. What did you think this meant before you read it?
This is my crowning achievement, everyone convincing him that there was some mystery to solve.
So we were going over the questions, and honestly, when I was asked, I thought it was going to be, was there a backstory that he was trying to live up to some, thing he was shouted down when he was younger, or, he'd had done some wrong and he was trying to make up for it, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. It was, and then he looked at her, and then it was over. Like, that was quick, man. They make pills for that. So the joke for me is, man, that was the spiciest scene in the whole series. The rest of the series is pretty tame, but like a whole chapter of just But no, in like 2 words or 3, then he did. It's like, huh.
I will never forget. I was awake when he got to the sentence, and he taps me on the shoulder. And he holds up the book and points to this sentence. I was like, yeah. Like, what
I had to be explained that was the joke. I'm like, there's got to be more.
No.
There's got to be more.
That's what I'm asking. There's got to be more.
Until that moment, he was convinced it was some mystery to solve. And I remember you were prepared. He was like, I have to go back through the other books and find other times Lorcan was on the page and figure out this man's motivations.
Well, it's like anybody that does like a true deep dive backstory on characters.
There was nothing to deep dive. Lorcan deep dove. But
Well,
there
you
was
could.
nothing for you to deep dive.
No, but
Did
you
he?
literally-
We'll never know.
You could with anybody, but as you put it, you didn't find it a particularly interesting part of the story, but
It wasn't supposed to be. It's just a little,
maybe not to you.
little shut door. Moving on.
Little fade to black.
So we're back to those arguments. No. Oh my goodness. I feel like we've talked a lot about the couples and even just coming off of talking about Lorcan and Alid, but which one was your favorite? And then which one was your least favorite?
Go ahead.
Well, I think we mutually agree that our favorite couple was Chol and Yrene, Kaol and Yrene, Kaol and Irene, whatever version of them
All
you
of them.
prefer. I don't know. I feel like their couple had the most depth. They had the biggest journey they had to go on together. They had,
And
it was
individually.
just beautiful.
It struck me as the most natural, like coming to terms and falling for each other. They were both in really different places in their life and went through something really hard together, and that brought them together. So, I don't know. It felt the most relatable.
Yeah.
The other parts are great. Like, I shoot fire. Great, I do wind. Let's get together.
I do. That's my thing.
That's all he's known for.
but, that's cool too. But I don't know. I can't relate to that. Sorry, I'm not that cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
My least favorite, I feel like it's changed after I've thought about the series for so long. I definitely walked away. Lysandra and Adi, and I agree. We were already just saying it makes no sense. It's it's a relationship of convenience. I don't know. It has no depth at all. I don't know. I still don't like them at all.
They just teased each other and kind of fell.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
it.
sure.
So that would be mine. I shockingly, I have questions about Aelin and Rowan too at the end, how much I really liked their relationship, and if they were really right. I know they were right for each other because Sarah wrote it that way, but I don't know. I didn't appreciate their story maybe as much as Kaol.
You thought it was going to be different?
Yeah.
I kind of did. I thought it might be different.
You didn't think they were going to end up together.
Well, there for a minute they were doing kind of poorly. Well, she was supposed to die, so of course they weren't going to end up together. But
He did punch her in the face.
yeah,
He was trying to get her to shift. All right, sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do.
Well, I don't
See how that holds up in court.
Listen,
Officer, I'm just trying to get her to shift.
Haven't you read this book?
It was the
Kyle
training
Obviously
montage.
works.
If any of these fantasy books had a judicial system, everybody would be screwed. Everybody would be royally screwed.
Yeah.
They do, but it's the old style where it's like you stole a horse, you get beheaded. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punch in the
Well, he
face.
said it first, so he must be right. Off your head.
By sword.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, now it's time to get into the next question. Which character would each of you invite over for a dinner, and why?
Well, I've always said Lysandra's my girl. Okay, we're gonna separate her from Adian for a moment.
Yes.
She is. Listen, would anybody have
Come on.
made it
Tell
out
me.
of Empire of Storms without Lysandra?
Tell me.
Being
No,
no,
literally
she's
no
amazing.
one.
Not a single soul, because girl shifted, took on a whole troop of what was that creature? Sea wyverns, right? I mean, come on now. She self-sacrificed so many times, ran
Yep.
around as
Yes.
different animals.
Yep.
There's
She
no
used
touching
every
her.
touch of power she had.
And she's a girl's
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
She became Aylin's
She
friend,
is.
eating chocolate, talking about dresses.
Well, again, you know, they came up in a very bad time, right?
Yeah, well,
Had everything stolen from them, all their youth, all their innocence.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's gonna get some after the fact.
she's my girl.
She's gonna go take care.
Yep.
Yeah, get some, huh?
Who would you invite?
Oh, she, you know,
God.
she raged on
No,
everybody.
in my canon, she broke up with Adian after that book closed.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
The very
my-
last
okay.
line. Then they broke up.
I'm sorry. If you wanted to hear Ryan's answer, that's not an option at this moment because I forgot to tell you the couple that should have happened and never did is Lysandra and Fenris.
Fenris.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I can get behind
yes.
that.
There was a moment where they were flirting in like the salt marshes, you know, and they were like, scampering like animals. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. And
This is it.
what's Fenris even doing right now? Couch surfing? Rude.
Probably.
Couch surfing.
Well, no, he's a dog.
He's a wolf. Get yourself together.
Yeah, Adian's a dog.
He a dog.
D-A-W-G. Who would you invite to dinner? It better not be Adian because we're not going to the same restaurant.
Well, so
Couples dinner.
first, I have a question. Which form do you want Lysandra to be? Or is she going to be like the entertainment for dinner? Are
Any
you going to make
form.
her sit over on the other side?
Take her
and just,
however I can get her.
show me the leopard. No, show me the.
Why would you presume I would disrespect her like that?
I would. I want to see the magic.
You're not allowed to invite Lysandra to dinner.
She's not coming to your dinner.
If I actually had to choose, I think I think I'm going to go with Dorian.
Nice.
Solid choice.
Hey,
wanna
he
hear
can
all
shift
the
too.
heartache
And
and
you could have
backstory.
him
He
do
can,
whatever.
You can still do it.
So I feel like there is so much left unsaid, untouched there. You know, we've heard the public side, as it were, of him being Prince and those things. But there's obviously so much to unravel and so much backstory of heartache and pain and things. I don't want to necessarily do dinner because of that. There's just a lot of that character that was left open to the imagination. He's still a torn individual. I see him kind of in the same boat as Manon in that, like,
Yeah.
very broken on the inside.
Yeah.
Maybe he could invite
Lot
his
to rebuild.
long lost brother and mother to the dinner so we could find out how they're doing.
Yeah, right.
They're okay. We need like
Yeah,
a
they just
novella.
fucking disappeared.
We need like a novella of Dorian and his family can show up and he goes to the basement and finds Mort. And we just get closure on all these little
Yes.
And then when we
stories.
bring them all out to dinner, there's Bill at the next table over.
He's just over kids
He's
table.
serving.
He's just
Like,
eating-
what are
he's
you
just
guys
eating-
doing
Take
here?
your order.
Got a big bowl of eyes.
Tray of eyeballs.
Is that who you would invite to your dinner, Kyle?
No, I honestly would probably go Dorian as well. I feel like
Yeah.
for much the same reason, just one of my favorite characters out of that series. And he could teach me magic.
I would hope so.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, close-up magic is all I want from Dorian, not actual reality-shifting magic. I want him to teach me, like, is this your card?
I love how in this version of events, Kyle, you're like, yeah, this magic is not something you're born with. I can be taught.
Well, he has
Lay it
that
on
whole, like, special magic connection, I feel like he could probably do something. Just give me a crumb of magic, Dorian. I just
give me
need
one
to
of them
snap my
kernels.
fingers and fold my laundry or something. Like, it's done.
So Mary Poppins magic is what you're
Yes,
after.
yes.
So at dinner, your drink's getting warm. He just kind of points at it and new ice cream
Yes.
form, something like
The
that.
old
He does do
prestidigitation
that
techniques.
ice stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, after a war, what do you use it for?
Facts.
Right, yeah.
That's a good
You
point.
got to let it out somewhere.
Rebuild your castle, probably.
He goes back to
I mean, he could do like the
him being
Frozen
Elsa.
thing and like
Let it go.
Yeah.
ice castle
Exactly.
thing.
That's good.
Well, do you plan to read? I know that Jesse, you said you had read ACOTAR. Do you both plan to read the rest of the Massverse?
That's going to be a question for him. I have read the entire Massverse.
Oh, okay.
So I just read them, ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, then Crescent City. So I am caught up. I don't know. He saw Crescent City sitting on the shelf and was like, because they're just like,
Do it.
Those are
they're
large
just
books.
bricks.
Start with
It.
ACOTAR.
They are.
And then,
Yeah.
Crescent City.
We'll
They're good.
see.
Kyle's just finished ACOTAR. And then
It'll
Yes.
be like
probably
a
gonna start
solid
Echo
year,
Mountain.
probably.
We do it together.
There's a lot of pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh boy, I guess whatever. I'll just ruffle more feathers tonight. I don't know that I would push him into Crescent City other than the first one.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know that I would ever reread any of those other than the first one. For my Listen,
Crescent City is
John,
my favorite. I love Crescent City.
It takes
okay.
different strokes for different folks. This is what makes
Yeah.
the world go round.
Yes.
Yep.
John, what is
Golden
so
rule.
redeeming about Crescent City? Hot seat, John.
Redeeming.
Yeah, like why are you so aghast?
Is there something to redeem?
Can't be spoilers. Spoiler free, John.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
can I?
Tell me what it is without telling anything.
Use emojis.
I would need time for that. That's something I really need. I can't do
Yeah.
that off
Yeah.
the cuff. I'm not that
Yeah.
good yet with the emojis. Oh,
Well,
boy.
I feel like this does affect it. So, Jess, did you read Crescent City like 1, 2, 3 all straight through, or did you
Yes.
read 1 and 2 and have to wait? Okay, interesting.
I read all 3 of them straight through. I didn't dislike them.
Uh-huh.
I just didn't love them. I love what they did for the greater Massverse, like the
Yes.
information that we received, again, to be spoiler
Yeah.
free. But I think the first one is a masterpiece. I was like, this is so
Yeah.
creative and unique, and I was blown away.
Speaking of books that haven't been read yet, I have just started Onyx.
Onyx Storm.
Onyx
Yay.
Storm.
And I have not read
Very
it, so
nice.
he's
So I'm
haven't
doing
read
the
it?
thing where I'm like,
Together?
I'm coming downstairs going, but did you hear what? Oh, wait a minute, you didn't.
yeah.
Rubbing
The
it in
roles
her
of
face.
reverse?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to catch back up because it's been, first of all, an entire other
Yeah.
realm, as
Oh
it
yeah.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's also been, what, a year
Yeah.
since I read the last
Yeah.
one of the books. So I'm like, what did they do?
She
It's
really throws
slowly
you right
coming
into
back.
it too at the beginning of Onyx Storm.
Yeah.
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 I wouldn't know. No kidding.
We need it. We got a whole podcast series about it.
I was gonna
so-
say, John probably has a recap of the first 2
They're
books
spoiler
somewhere.
free. You can just follow along.
I got sucked into reading Carissa Broadbent's whole catalog, and I feel like that like pulled me away from some of these other releases. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. So do you plan to read Onyx Storm together, or are you going to wait and catch up another time?
I'll probably catch up later because I am deep in. I'm almost done with the second book in Mistborn, and
Yeah.
Brandon Sanderson writes a last 100 pages kind of like Sarah J Maas does, where except his fans lovingly call it the Sanderlanche, and that's where I'm at right now. So it's a trilogy, and there's no stopping me now. So I don't know how far he'll get into Onyx Storm while I finish that trilogy.
It's going to be a minute.
Yeah, I might pick it up with him, but I'm not sure. I'll wait and see what his reactions are.
The good news is, with it being a book that stays, she could quite easily get past me very quickly in the days I'm not reading it. So
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, it kind of goes in a little bit into our penultimate question of what you guys are reading next. You kind of already answered. You're reading Onyx
Yeah.
Storm now. You're reading the Mistborn series. Is there something that you both have planned? Like, you both want this to be your next couple read? Or are you just sort of, whatever falls into your laps?
she's convinced me that the Brandon Sanderson series here that she's on is
Okay.
my next.
Gotcha.
Says it's very,
Nice.
very in line with what I would like anyway. It seems like It's not a very big trilogy, it doesn't seem.
Well, it's part of a greater, but
Right.
Yeah. Smaller commitment up front.
My dream, if we could ever get like what we're in the middle of to align where we're actually reading something at the same time, is Red Rising. Because I think it is so much of things both of us love, because he, other than the fantasy books I've had him read, tends to lean a little bit more sci-fi, and Red Rising kind of crosses over those genres. So that's my dream, if I could ever be done with the series and he's not in the middle of something and we can start at the same time. But
Have you read Red Rising before yourself?
I read just the first one and then didn't continue, and that was like 5-6 years ago. So beats me.
gotcha.
I mean, it would be like reading it for the first time again.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, since we get so many questions about, couples trying to convince their spouse or their partner to read with them, what would be your recommendation for other couples to read together? Maybe some series or a standalone or whatever.
Book-wise, I am not remotely as well read as the rest of y'all or her to do with the nature of how long it takes me to read a book. And also, I started recently.
I think Fourth Wing is so accessible. I really do. Like, especially if you're trying to get into reading something together for the first time, because the first book of Fourth Wing reads like a snack. Like, I don't know. It just has such a pace that you don't get bogged down in it. And I think that's key, especially if you're trying to read together for the first time, or like someone in the relationship is not as in depth of a reader as the other person, or like with as much reading experience. You need something that's not going to have that like middle 300 pages that has you like, oh my gosh, or like the world building. Like, if you pick up, again, Crescent City is lovely, but if you pick up Crescent City as your first couple buddy read and you hand your spouse
like,
that
what?
100 pages at the beginning, it's like, what did you just do to me? So I think it has to be something really accessible like that. I know other couples have, he has not read ACOTAR, so I can't speak to like our experience with it, but I know other couples have really, that has been like, it's so many people's gateway drug, ACOTAR. Because that first book is so consumable. Like, that's the trick. You need something that's like so consumable that then you're invested. And Throne of Glass, I would not pick Throne of Glass as an entry point because it's an 8-book commitment. Like, that's a hard sell, especially if you're talking to a spouse who isn't a big reader.
Yeah.
So I would stick with trilogies or duologies. Like, what about like One Dark Window
Rachel
and Two
Gillis.
Twisted Crowns?
Yes.
Oh, you need to read that. Or The Night and the Moth is even better, but we need the second book to come out.
We do. I think it's coming out next year, right?
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Good recommendation.
That'd be a good one.
All right, guys. Well, thank you both so much for hanging out with us for a little while. It's been really fun revisiting this series, definitely, with you guys expanding into, couples who read together and kind of getting into that cinematic universe with us.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just for all the joy that you bring to the space and for taking some time to share it with us. We are really grateful to know you both. So we hope your next series is a great one. We know you'll be able to find the great in it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
before we go, can you let us know for our listeners where they could find you online or how we can keep up with you and what you're doing?
They can find, so most of our content is posted on my account, which is The Lost Books of Jess, at only Instagram. Okay, if you see me on TikTok, it's not me. All right. Ryan also has an account, The Lost Book Reports of Co-host. He posts way more sparingly, but it's been fun. Sometimes we go back and forth between each other. So
I'm picking up a little bit because I need folks to talk to about
yeah.
Yes.
Onyx Storm
Oh, yeah.
that
Gotcha.
Yes.
aren't her. So
Yes.
All
I've
right.
been posting little bits.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, don't watch this. 'Cause
All right, so go follow him. Talk about Onyx Storm.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much.
I've had such a fantastic outreach from folks going, we'll talk to you about it.
Yes.
What page are you
Always
on?
lots of willing volunteers, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
thank you guys so much.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
That was such a fun conversation. A huge thanks again to Jess and Ryan for joining us today. Next week, we're switching things up with an open Q&A episode about us, our first one since like last July. You've sent in questions about literally everything, like behind the scenes podcast stuff, questions about just the four of us, our favorite reads, unhinged hypotheticals, and so on. And it's going to be a real fun one, so make sure to tune in next week.
And after that, we will be joined by Lauren Moore from Book Huddle for a TBR stacking episode with all her best new book recommendations while we await the next big book release. Speaking of which, we are officially counting down the days until our next book here on the pod. We will be covering Brimstone by Callie Hart after it's released on November 18th.
Then in the meantime, you can grab some sweet Between Pages and Friends merch and check out all our links and resources at betweenpagesandfriends.com. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We're at Between Pages and Friends pretty much everywhere. Everywhere. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's actually everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
We'll see you all next week for the Q&A. Until next time, stay wordy, stay nerdy, don't stress, and stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Pow!
Pow, pow.
Stick 'em up.
Stop recording.
Release me.